Hello there guys, and a very warm welcome on the ground at Leeds Bradford in the Jet 2 737-800 series aircraft. Today we are off to Corfu. Now, a couple of things. You've probably noticed the extreme fog, and it keeps raining, so leaving Leeds is going to be quite interesting. Anyhow, Corfu Airport in the winter is not open to international flights. However, we are operating this flight today, pretending this is the sort of summer, or coming into the summer season, and also the flight hamper Corfu scenery, which I do have, is absolutely amazing. So I really wanted to go and check that out. So we today are EXS259 737-800, currently on the ground at gate 12 at Leeds, with a flight time of about 3 hours and 20 minutes down to Corfu. Jet 2 Paris today, that's the repaint. Not really much sort of else to see on the outside. Obviously I would show you around, but it's really foggy and not really much to see in the local area. So let's get in the flight deck, let's get all the GSX set up, and let's start our process to Leeds Bradford. So a very welcome to the flight deck of the 737. So a couple of things we're going to do is going to be battery on, ground power on, emergency lights can be armed. Now that's giving us enough power now just to ensure that everything's sort of booting up, and we can now start the GSX process. So this FMC, we're going to go doors, and we're going to open up all the required doors. So the 2 cargo doors can be opened, and the 2 doors on the left hand side of the aircraft can be open. Now I know today's fuel is 9998 kilograms. That's how much fuel we're taking today, and that's okay actually. Now we'll keep it there on that page just so we're okay to sort of change the ground connections when required and the doors when required. Overhead panel, that can go up because we're not going to be using that today. Align the IRSs, that's all okay, and the window heats can come on. Fuel damper remains off, the fuel pumps can just stay as they are. Simple signs can come on as well, obviously, because the boarding is about to commence, and the position and strobe lights are okay, and the logo light can come on actually, as it is quite poor weather today. So obviously you can hear now the boarding has started. So we're now going to get up this FMC, and we're going to go FMC, and I need to update the air rack. That's just reminded me, because I completely, genuinely actually did forget. Okay, so down in the FMC, we're on the ground at Leeds, which is Echo Golf November Mike, and we're at gate 12 today. I don't know if this is going to work. It might do. No, it isn't going to work because it doesn't like that. So we'll go GPS left position, and we'll take that. Route today is off to Corfu, which is Lima Golf Kilo Romeo, and obviously the flight number today is EXS259. Departure runway today, well, the weather is all over the place at the moment at Leeds, but it's currently favouriting a runway 14 departure, and the flight plan is therefore going to indicate it's going to be a Lamix departure, so it'll be a Lamix 2 X-ray. Nice! So there we go, it's the start of the route. Then it's going to be Uniform Lima 603, then UL620. I'm going to just try and see if this is going to be working today. Yes, it will work today. Nice one. UL620, UZ738, or Upper Zulu 738. Then Upper Lima 607. Then Upper November 606. Upper Tango 307. I'm still actually genuinely I'm a little bit shocked about the weather, because I spawned up this morning and really was not expecting the weather to be this bad. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the route now. UZ or Upper Zulu 740. Then Upper Lima 862. Next page, Upper Lima 995. And to conclude, Tigra or Tigra. And then we'll look at the arrivals as we as required. So the zero fuel weight for today's flight is 58.583. So 58.853. Cruising today at flight level 350, and the reserve fuel stays at 1.078. Cost index of 8. I don't really know what Jet2 use, but 8 is okay with me. 350 the cruise today, and the transition altitude is 6,000 feet, I believe. Execute. N1 limit. So we're going to stick with the 26k today, and we're just going to stick with the temperature of 53, was it? So 52 can go in there. Takeoff reference page, flat 5 today, and we need to set a trim of 5.10, so we'll come down and we'll set that. There you go, that's about right. And our V2 speed today is 148, so now what we can do is we can come up into the MCP and we'll start setting up our MCP for today's flight. So after departure I want to try and aim for a nice 5,000 or 6,000 feet before then obviously setting the new QNH and proceeding to a further climb. On the heading, both flight directors can come on, and 148 today is our V2 speed. Auto brake can go to RTO today also, and that can come up because that's ready to go. QNH can go across the hectopascals on both sides, and we'll set local QNH, which is currently 902 hectopascals. Okay, so now we'll start the APU, and the left fuel pump can come on. Set the cruise in there today, which is going to be obviously 350. And now it's just the waiting game really for the APU to come online. Hopefully now we can actually go and have a look around. That's what I wanted to do. So, while the APU boots up, Jet2 Paris today, friendly low fares, jet2.com. Not really much you can see. I mean, you can roughly make out where we are, which is the gate 12. You can make out all the GSX services, but the visibility is horrible. Golf Delta Foxtrot Papa today. And I don't actually know if Jet2 operate the 738. I know they operate the 733 out of Leeds, but it'll be interesting to know if they operate this in the summer to Corfu. I know they also operate 757s out of Leeds as well. As the boarding obviously taking place, and the doors are now closing on there, so it indicates that GSX is now concluding. So we'll come to the doors page, we'll close down, or we'll close the cargo doors. Overhead panel, APU can come on now, so in a minute we can get rid of the ground power. So we'll close the other two doors, and now we'll set the parking brake, and we will get rid of the wheel chocks, which indicates now that we are running off of APU. Okay. We'll run off legs there, and let's just have a quick look at the plan, because I don't really want to take off and realise that we're going, oh, God knows anywhere. Okay, so let's get going. Let's just quickly check this plan and zoom out a little bit. So you can roughly make out how we get out of Leeds. Top of climb. That's okay, to be honest. It all looks fine. Nice, I'm pleased with that. Back to map, and we'll bring that in. Okay, VORs can come on. I'm going to run with the terrain on my display today. Come down here, squawk 2000 and 122.8 in there. Obviously, there's no air traffic control online, so we should be completely okay. Okay then, so pushback tug is just coming towards the aircraft. That now indicates we can go to the overhead panel and sort out some. Okay then, overhead panel, anti-collision light on. Hydraulic pumps A remain off for the engine start. All the fuel pumps can come on, and the oil damper can come on as well. Obviously now they would start to show the safety demonstration. They would start to proceed with the safety checks in the cabin and sort of proceed like that. Okay, so we're pretty much ready just to now to release the parking brake when stated, or when told to. There we go. We're going to ignore that because I don't really see the point of that. Look at the visibility, it's awful. So our actual taxi today will have to go left. We've got to sort of continue round past the main terminal building and then sort of backtrack from A14. But the visibility, we're going to have to take the taxi quite slow. Okay, ignition right, start number 2. Wait for around 21 plus on the N2 and then we'll give number 2 some fuel. Next stop, Corfu. Okay, so there's 21 plus, give number 2 some fuel and we should be all A-OK. It's the stop of the pushback there, nice, so it's just going to be a left turn and we should be okay. Now, just got to wait for start to cut out and then we'll start number 1 and sort of go from there. Start to cut out, I believe it cuts out when the M1 reaches, or is it yeah, when the M1 sorry reaches about 18 or 17. So yeah, expect it quite soon. There you go, 18. Start to cut out, start number 1 and number 2 can go along to continuous. Same again, N2 for around about 21 or 20 plus and sort of then we'll be able to give it some fuel. There we go. Okay, engines are starting. Just got to wait now for that start to cut out and then we'll get rid of the APU, set some flaps and get going. He's giving us the wave, that's all good, all ready to rumble, all ready to go. And start to cut out, continuous. Okay, hydraulic A pumps can come on, the packs can come on, but before that APU comes off. Packs on, probe heat on, ready to go. Okay, taxi light on, set flap 5. Quick flight control check. Okay, that's all fine. You can get rid of that now. Yeah, we can get rid of that now. If it wants to go, yeah, it has gone. Nice one. Okay, so release the parking brakes and let's start our taxi. Slowly increase the throttle. Nice bit of shadow in there. Nice bit of P3D shadowing. Okay, so the turn-offs can actually come on as well, just to try and improve the taxi visibility. So I know we've got to continue down here, and then we'll have to enter the runway for a backtrack. Okay, flight plan vectors and meters can come on as well. Okay, I believe we enter the runway here and then backtrack. I believe that's what is going to be happening, or something along those lines. And just to double check, we will go for a top down view, and yes. Actually no, we can just follow it all the way around. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to follow this taxiway all the way around, and then we'll be able to enter the runway, and then obviously, like I said many a times, commence the backtrack. Okay, so it's about to enter the runway now, so the TCAS can actually come on, and we'll actually operate just a really quick TCAS test, just to ensure that everything's okay. Okay, so about to go onto the active runway now, so the strobe and steadies can also come on, but we're not going to turn any landing lights on just yet. And we can actually tell the cabin crew to sit down. Cabin crew, thank you very much. Take your seats. Would say we're clear on the approach, but well, you know, try and make that out. The TCAS is actually giving us no information of anyone on final, so it'll be okay. Auto throttle can come on. Now I've just got to go commence the final bit of our backtrack. So here we go now, just got to try and backtrack. So taxi light can come off, fixed lights can come on. And we're not actually backtracking, we'll turn ourselves around in here. And as it is really foggy as well, the retractables will operate with them today as well. All of a sudden the visibility just got like 10 times better just then, but now, well, yeah, look at that. Whoa. Wouldn't even like to class that as safe really, but you know. We've got people that need to get to Corfu. Okay then. So, get into position, cabin is secure, everything's ready on the overhead panel, packs are okay, that's all okay. So, we're ready to go. So slowly increase the throttle to around 40% and wait for Toga. Toga. There we go. So speed tiller is active, 60 knots. Let's go to quick ring view actually and see if we've got look at the precip effects. Any effects really? Yeah, there are a couple. That's that rain effect from the 737 immersion pack. Rotate. And we're out. Nice. Gear up. Okay, select Command A. Wait for Command A then. Level change and LNAV can come on. Oh, okay, won't have any of the autopilot just yet then. No, still doesn't want us to have it. There you go. I want Command A, there we go. Okay, Command A. Nice. And we'll now go flat 1 speed. Oh, a little bit of an issue there with the autopilot, but anyway, we're out of Leeds. Just jetting through the clouds. And we'll now go flat 1. They can go off. Recycle the attitude to our cruiser 350s. There's no ATC, so there's no attitude restriction for us today. They can go off as well. And we won't release the cabin crew just yet. And the speed can go to 249 just for the time being on level change. And just got to wait for it now. And then we'll be able to put the flaps up. Flaps up. So you can roughly just make out, I don't know if you can just make it out, but we're just about to come, I reckon, through the cloud. Okay, we're going to standard now. And that's that. So thank you for joining us for the departure. we will be back for the landing, and we shall see you very shortly. Hello there guys, and a very warm welcome to our approach into Corfu today. So on VOR Zulu approach, runway 35 today at Corfu, we need to hit, or when we hit the Golf Alpha Romeo VOR, we're now going to turn on the heading of 114. So we'll turn there, then we follow this out, and then follow it round, and you sort of bring yourself in like so. Lovely Fly Tampa Corfu scenery. It's available at Sim Market, where I got mine. And somewhere below us is the airfield, or around our location is the airfield. So fly out, sort of follow it, then it round. When we hit 18 DME, when we're 18 DME away from Golf Alpha Romeo, commence the right hand turn to try and commence the establish. Auto brake level 3 today. We can actually increase the speed to around 240 knots to try and just sort of speed up a little bit. Hopefully it will increase the time of actually getting there. So, like I say, when we are 18 DME away from Golf Alpha Romeo VOR, and then, like I say, right hand turn to establish 2,000 feet to the minimums today, so I want to be disengaged by 2,000 feet, and then we'll be able to then commence our final approach into Corfu today. So we'll be back when we hit 18 DME from Golf Alpha Romeo. Okay then, so we've brought ourselves down now to 4,000 feet, reducing the speed to around about 220 knots, and we're just about to approach 16 DME, so we're about 2 DME out. And we are actually, I think, just due to the terrain, we'll actually start our turn just a little bit early. Commence our turn now to 220 degrees. And we'll engage, or we won't engage, we'll put 343 on the other course, which is obviously runway heading for today. Okay, that's okay. We can now, there we go, 18 DME, and we've actually hit the turn. So we'll bring ourselves all the way around now, and we'll be okay to establish. So we'll hit around about 240 on the heading, and then we'll go on to establish on the VOR, sorry, and then we'll sort of disengage and self-maneuver ourselves. Lovely bit of immersion pack kicking in there. And we will decrease the alpha, we'll bring ourselves down to 3,000 feet very shortly. So let's go to clear that initial reference 144 in approach reference page, sorry, flat 30 144 final approach speed today, and the winds at Corfu are currently at I think that's wrong. No, that's right. There's actually no wind at the moment at Corfu, so we'll just leave it at +5 and we'll be okay. Nice. So we've sort of took ourselves out. Now we're bringing ourselves back around and in. Bring that heading in now to about 250, and we can decrease the altitude to 3,000 feet very, very gradually. So speed back now to 204 knots. There's the 1,000 feet to go called. And we'll have a bit of speed brake as well, just to slow us down. Let's coming into sort of Corfu now. Just out to the right hand side is the field. Okay, so we'll go to 200 knots now, and it'll increase the vertical speed. and we'll go flap 1. Wait for the flap to start to extend. There we go. Very nice. 2.5, there we go. On the heading now we'll go 270, and we'll increase the vertical speed a little bit more. Speed back to about 180 knots now, and leveling off very, very shortly. 285, 290 on the heading. Engage VOR localizer. Cabin crew, thank you very much. You can take your seats, and we'll now go lose that, and we'll now go flap 5. Nice one. So now there's the VOR, and now I will slowly decrease the altitude to 2,000 feet. Okay, so they can come on now. They can go on as well. Hopefully everyone's sitting down. And we're actually yet to genuinely see the airfield. It's got a little bit of terrain to clear first, and then we shall be okay. Speed back to about 170 knots now. Lovely and jubbly. Okay, so we're looking okay. About 8 miles out. No sight of the actual runway just yet. Speed back now 160 knots. Flat 15. There's the gear warning. And we will have the gear in just a second. Okay, there's the gear. Nice. There's the runway just coming into sight. And here we'll have the minimums call. Landing. I will have the aircraft shortly. Find that approach speed now in 144. On the speed brake. Flap 30. Okay, good, we're all coming configured now. Runway's coming into sight. Maintain as we are. I have control. Go around altitude in. And we'll leave auto throttle on. The yoke's just a little bit laggy regarding sort of, don't know why, I'll have to look into that, so probably an issue with FSU IPC. So here we go then. Looking okay from here. Don't know what's happened there. The flaps have just gone up. There you go. My apologies. Do apologise about that. Don't actually know what happened then. So we're just sort of getting on track now. 3 red, 1 white. 2 red, 2 white now, looking okay. Auto throttle out. .500 feet. I've got that touchdown zone in sight. Ignore that. Nice one, we're down. Reverse green. Cancel reverse. Manual brakes. Very nice. Lose the auto brake. They can come off. They can come off. That can come on. That can come off. TCAS off. So, that was a very well performed VOR approach. I enjoyed that thoroughly. From Leeds, just bring ourselves round and onto the Z gate. Helicopter and a couple of private jets. So then, there we have it. How good is this going to be? Probably not very. There we go. That's probably going to look highly embarrassing, that parking. Anyways, APU can now come on and we can lose engines. Welcome to Corfu. Overhead panel. They can come off. Packs off, isolation valve, APU bleed on, off come probe heats and the window heats. Yaw damper can also come off, anti-collision light can come off, seatbelt signs can come off as well. There we have it. Embarrassing parking, but oh well. Welcome to Corfu. Lovely scenery. It's beautiful scenery. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for tuning in. It's very nice. Be sure to like, subscribe. I hope you actually like Corfu. I mean, it's one of the lovely airports to fly into, and I hope you enjoyed the executed VOR approach which we tried to commence. Probably didn't go to plan, but thank you very much, and I shall see you all in the next video. And the landing rate was -159 if you're interested, and I've just filed that off to the Project Flight Center. Nice. Thank you, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye bye.